The world of boxing is violent, sure, but that's still no excuse to look away from incidents of domestic violence. Still, it happens. I'd say Gervonta Davis's case is the perfect example of this problem. Davis was charged with battery. Now, this goes without saying. Just to be safe, if you're sensitive to mentions of domestic abuse and violence, I'd advise viewer discretion. But let's talk about what went down. It all happened around 2 days after Christmas. The lightweight boxer's wife made a call to 911 and told them about what was going on. She sounds absolutely terrified and screams at the operator in the recorded audio from the call.
I'm trying to go home. I have my baby in the car and he attacked me in front of the kids.
Okay, ma'am, repeat the address.
I need help, please.
Ma'am, repeat the address. I need to send units to you. I need the address.
Please help me. He's gonna kill me.
Saying that she's afraid her husband will kill her if she's not urgently helped. She just kept yelling over and over again on the phone, asking them to help her out of the situation. She added that she was trying to go home with her child in the car and that he attacked her in front of the child. She then continued telling the operator that Davis was messing with the tires of her car so that she can't leave. Around an hour later, law enforcement arrived at the spot and arrested the boxer.
No words from 28-year-old star boxer Gervonta Davis as he bonded out of the Broward County Jail Wednesday, a day after he was arrested for allegedly hitting a woman at his Parkland home.
He was charged with battery causing physical harm to his wife and the mother of his children. According to official police reports, the lightweight champion hit his wife in the face, causing the inside of her lip to cut and bleed, all in front of their child, who was in the car. Unfortunately, after all that, Davis was released a while afterward on $1,000 bail.
Gervonta Davis walked out earlier today. That's after a judge gave him a $1,000 bond. Davis was scheduled to headline a boxing match next week in Washington, D.C.
But wait, the story takes an interesting twist. Here's what Davis said about the whole incident. Just a while after the incident went public and he got bail, he took to Instagram to clear the air and tell his side of the story. He denied all allegations and said that he never did anything that was being associated with him.
So Gervonta Davis came out responding to the allegations where he stated, "All of the allegations are lies. He did not hit any woman. They just trying to assassinate his character."
He attached a picture of his daughter watching the movie Frozen with his very long statement. He said that the attached picture was taken moments before he had an argument with his wife. It was his way of showing how things weren't as bad as they were being portrayed. But we all know things can escalate very quickly in arguments, especially when it's professional boxers we're talking about. He said he never hit either his children or his mother. "Are you crazy?" he added. Davis said that he was not a monster and that he would never hit the mother of his children. Davis added that he's been quiet for too long about the situation, but now it's time to clear his side up. "I don't have a media team, PR, or a good lawyer or spokesman. Nothing of that," he added. The boxer said the media is only blowing this out of proportion for their own financial gain, talking about how there was a helicopter over his house as he typed this. The boxer also said they offered Paso $50,000 to press charges. Davis said all this is being done just to destroy him. Well, not really Davis. Actions have consequences, and there was physical proof for his violent behavior. He talked about the 911 call his child's mother made and talked about it.
I need to go home. I'm in danger right now.
Okay, ma'am, who are you having an argument with?
Please, I need to go
Ma'am,
home.
who are you having an argument
I need
with?
to go home, please.
And guess what he said? His wife was crying because of a truck. Gervonta obviously couldn't ignore the glaring piece of evidence against him, the recorded audio call. He said that it was just his children's mother crying on the phone because he wouldn't give her his truck. I know exactly how you're feeling right now, because reading this in his statement made us all go, huh? It doesn't make sense. Not one bit. If this was the case, why was he arrested? Why was Paso's lip cut? His story doesn't really add up. But this isn't even the most shocking thing about this whole case. Gervonta wasn't the only one who had something to say. Here's what Vanessa Paso said. After the recording of her call kind of went viral and people were speaking up for her, she released a statement and did something that honestly left us all questioning everything. She said that the state of their relationship has not been the best recently and took the blame on herself along with her partner Davis. Paso added that she made the 911 call when she was frantic and her, quote, emotions were running high. She called the call unnecessary and said that the boxer harmed neither her nor their daughter during the whole ordeal. Oh, that's new news, right? right? I wonder why there's this sudden change of narrative. She added that the two have sought the help necessary to move forward in their lives. Girl, the only help you need right now is some clarity of mind, because knowing Davis's track record, there's definitely something wrong here. And speaking of his track record, this isn't the first time he's been charged with domestic violence.
Nose straight through his face.
Man.
Nose is broken severely.
It's hard to imagine any lightweight taking that punch and still getting up to fight.
You know, when you start seeing a pattern in someone's behavior, especially a problematic and violent one like Davis's, it's time you start speaking up against it and trying to make it right. Speaking of another time when he was violent with a partner, it happened about 2 years ago, back in February 2020. According to reports, he was charged with simple battery domestic violence in Coral Gables. The American was arrested after he was violent to the mother of his first daughter on the University of Miami campus.
He has been arrested several times in the past few years, including in 2020 after he was seen on video grabbing his ex-girlfriend, who is the mother of his child, by the throat at a celebrity basketball game.
And honestly, there's no way he could deny that one, right? Well, he kind of still did. In the video, you can clearly see the boxer grab the woman near the neck and pull her out of her place at a basketball game on Super Bowl weekend. He then walked away from the situation and out of the arena, arguing with the woman on his way out. He got out on $1,500 bail later. As soon as he was out, he took to social media to deny all these allegations, saying that he admits that he was aggressive, but he never hit her or hurt her because she's the mother of his child. Sounds familiar? Yeah, because that's exactly what he did recently too. He later deleted his post, so you must be wondering after all this, if he's so problematic and such a terrible person, how does he manage to make so much and still be in so many fights?
Take a look at it, the left hook, and here from overhead, Davis waiting, boom, that connected right on the temple.
Well, the boxing world turned the other cheek. Now, all I've talked about in this video so far is how terrible Gervonta Davis is. Even aside from the domestic violence cases, he has a ton of other legal issues going on, like a hit and run case. So why doesn't anyone, cancel him, as they say? Well, I don't really have an answer for that, unfortunately. It seems like fans of the sport were much more interested in his next big fight, rather than the fact that he's a violent person who has a history of domestic abuse.
Take a look at it again. Here's that left bang. Again, and the barrage of punches. A straight left Harvey Dot saw that.
And to be honest, maybe that's just the kind of environment that's been created on this side of the world of sports. A place where it doesn't matter if you're a bad person and people would still pay to watch you fight without any consequences of your actions. But again, we can't really expect much from the world of boxing. After all, it's a place where UFC President Dana White didn't face any consequences after slapping his wife across the face on video.
White grabbing his wife's wrist as she tries to walk away and slapping him. Then White open hand slaps his significant other not just once, but twice.
And that was all about how Gervonta Davis is another example of the boxing world turning a blind eye to cases of domestic violence.
And Fanning it down. He entered with a body shot.